What happened? He doesn't want her stuff?
Good evening. I only wish that Special Services was here tonight. I would have wanted to correct them on the 10 years that we've been failing our children when it comes to state targets, and I also would have corrected them on the services that they claim to provide. It's unfortunate that 50 years after Brown versus the Board of Education, our special ed students are separate and unequal still. I would like to address a comment that Ms. Amin made about her qualifications when questioned about the Special Education Committee that she assigned. Just because you have a BA in psychology and a master's in social work does not make you an expert nor knowledgeable in special needs. I am a mother with a bachelor's in business administration, a master's in human resource management, and a PhD in knowing my son and what his special needs are, and that you have and continue to fail, not just him, but all those special needs children that you used and took pictures with during your campaign and have done nothing until today, or as of today. As a parent, I have to say I was appalled after a conversation with Phil Engel. He's our area vice president for Source for Teachers. He can stand up. Questions were asked of how this change will affect our children in absence of the district's failure to communicate appropriately with parents with special needs. Some alarming details surfaced. Substitutes are interviewed only by Source for Teachers. Interview questions are not based on a job description, but on the qualifications, communication, and professional manner of the individual. What happened to situational and behavioral interviews, which is a typical predictor of future reactions and behaviors? The law states that district boards of education shall require candidates for employment who have received a conditional offer of employment to undergo a physical examination, such as testing for the usage of controlled or dangerous substances, or to determine whether the candidate is able to perform the job with a reasonable accommodation. My question is, why does Source for Teachers believe it is not important to test for drugs? Most importantly, why is the district and the board in agreement with this? The message then is that the local crackhead or junkie can be an aide so long as a criminal check is passed. Reality check. Jobs require drug testing before hiring. How can we trust the hiring practices of Source for Teachers? How can we be expected to trust your judgment? I am asking if this board has done its due diligence in exploring other options. This is not a rhetorical question, and I would like an answer for this. I also want to bring to your attention the policy of community relations. It is outrageous that parents are blocked from the Elizabeth Public School System's webpage for Facebook. Repeated requests for parents to be unblocked was made. I want to be clear, you chose to be here, and some of you were elected with the exception of Ms. Amin, who was voted by us under fraudulent premise. You all chose to be a public figure. As such, your lives are public, your Facebook and Twitters are public. You lost your expectation to privacy when you swore in. Blocking the people in the community that has elected you is wrong, and you're trying to intimidate and harass individuals, which is what Mr. Goncalves has done, is also wrong. We do not live in communism. The majority of this board may operate as a communist board.
Thank you, Ms. Lorenz. Your time is up.
A mí no me tumba ni la kriptonita. Yo soy puertorriqueña y yo soy una mezcla de toda la raza. Batata, yuca, plátano, yautía y calabaza.
Next person is Wendy Reina.
Good evening. To continue with Ms. Lorenz, you do not have the right to block our free speech with our First Amendment right. This is not Schneck versus U.S., which was a landmark case regarding freedom of speech. Since you are also passionate about education, you can look it up. Consult with the board attorney, or Ms. Amin, you can consult with your personal attorney, who we pay $3.25 per hour, so you may feel adequate to fill this position. While we're on the subject of community relations, I want to point out that your contact information is your concern is not listed or posted. I know that you have the business cards, but they are just for the people you like. Here's a policy of 1110 where it states, concepts and roles in community relations. The Board of Education believes this school community relations program should A, promote public interest and participation in the operation of school systems. B, gather information about public attitudes towards the school systems and programs and report them to the chief school administrator and the board. I understand that this policy may not be familiar to you, hence why you're being reminded. Also, you will find attached several emails that have gone back and forth regarding transportation concerns and requests for a meeting with Lester Dominguez. All we have received is silence. Please read the email. Also, you will see an email to Superintendent Ms. Hogenmeyer because you would answer any emails that were asked, why did you not attend the current CPAC in the spirit of collaboration when you made this regulation? Do all schools have a PTO or PTA? Parent liaisons were cut due to the funding. When it comes to parent involvement and communication, it is not a priority. And since we don't have liaisons and every school does not have a PTO committee, please explain on how parents would be interested in joining a CPAC, be able to do it if there's no PTA to join. If a school does not have a PTO, the Director of Special Services has to recommend one. Do you know your regulation is discriminatory? I understand that Ms. Lorenz is vocal and you no longer want her as president of the CPAC, but you must understand one thing. You're only hurting the parents and the children to get Ms. Lorenz out. Soon you will find out. It is sad that with a budget of $444 million that is given to this district, there is a continuous political squabble with City Hall and how much money the city receives. Please do not compare apples to oranges. The city runs the roads, the police, firemen, etc. Your job is to run a district with 28,000 children at $44 million. Accountability is what we are asking you for. You want to hire more teachers, show us a justification. I want to know where the money is getting not paid for the attorneys. I want the money to be used to make smart decisions like hiring occupational therapists, speech pathologists, ABA certified special education teachers, and staff behaviorists. Not for producing banners to have Ms. Amin all over the city. I think the money would be better spent in educating our kids and not
Thank you, Ms.
self-promotion.
Reina. Your time's up. Next person is Rose Carreto.
Good evening. In continuance to Ms. Reina, we want every penny accounted for. The money that Fajardo paid back as a result of poor choice in approving, he used the board attorneys to litigate a personal matter. Where is it? How will it be used? I trusted that when the budget is approved, that you show the public transparency in how the money is being spent. How much of a cost saving is being actualized by contracting with Source 4 teachers? I have yet to see the new board make a smart educational decision. I hope that the budget is a start. In regards to the spirit of Oprah, implies that the custodian, Mr. Kennedy, assists requesters with identifying the records they are seeking. In addition, a custodian may also seek clarification of a broad or unclear request. Neither of these were offered in the past or currently. Getting public information should not be a game of words. An Oprah request has submitted for the public comments portion of the board meeting. The request was denied, stating it had personal information. Mr. Kennedy, this information is posted on the minutes when it's released along with our names and addresses and the topic we spoke about. Mr. Kennedy, here is the same Oprah request. Please provide the actual and undoctored sign-in sheet for board meetings from January 2015 to present. In regards to testing, students in Hamilton are taking the part again Monday. Children were told if they took part 1, they must take part 2. If they opt out, parents must have provided a letter 2 weeks prior to the principal. Before spring break, another child was told that they need to obtain a 400 on SAT or they would be held back. We are asking that these rumors of part be quashed. We are demanding that our school administrators stop lying to our children. It is unethical and unprofessional. And Ms. Huelmeyer, this is a concern that we, as parents, accept you to address. Questions we want the board to address. Number 1, did his board conduct its due diligence in exploring other options besides Source 4 teachers? Number 2, why won't the Director of Transportation meet special education parents? Number 3, why do Why did you not consult with the CPAC before the regulation was made? 4, do all schools have a PTO, PTA? 5, how will parents be selected if there is no PTO, PTA and want to join? Can you please give us some answers? That's all we're asking.
Thank you.